These palm leaf manuscripts belong to the Panchatantra, a text dating back thousands of years. While these pages contain what appear to be simple animal fables, they document a sophisticated study of the mechanics of survival and the cold logic of power. Basaraka is the central subject of this case study. He is a lion who maintains his territory through absolute physical force, killing the inhabitants of the jungle with no regard for the long-term stability of the ecosystem. The prey animals attempt to manage this threat through a diplomatic compromise. They agree to send one animal to the lion's den every day, hoping this predictable sacrifice will end the random hunting. While viewed as safety, the trend line shows a steady decline. The daily sacrifice merely organizes the population's destruction. Extending this data makes total collapse inevitable. The prey have simply negotiated the schedule of their own extinction. When an opponent holds absolute physical dominance and refuses to negotiate in good faith, diplomacy acts as a slow-motion surrender. The lottery eventually selects a hare. He is the smallest and physically weakest individual in the jungle. Direct combat is impossible. Negotiation has already failed. This leaves only the internal architecture of the enemy's mind as a viable target for intervention. The hare shifts the conflict to a different arena: psychology. He begins looking for a way to use the lion's own attributes against him. His objective is to identify a flaw in the lion's cognitive process, engineering a scenario where the predator's own strength becomes the instrument of death. The following events map out a three-phase operation designed to dismantle a superior force from the inside out. The first phase is agitation. The hare travels toward the lion's den as slowly as possible, deliberately extending the lion's weight. This delay exploits a biological vulnerability. By the time the hare arrives, the lion's hunger has transitioned into a state of high-stress irritability, making him reactive rather than analytical. The lion reacts with immediate fury, focusing his anger on the hare's small stature and the time wasted. The hare moves to phase 2, redirection. He claims a rival lion intercepted him, a larger, stronger beast who insists he is the true master of the jungle. Hunger creates a linear increase in irritability, but a challenge to territorial dominance triggers a much more aggressive response. The hare has successfully replaced the lion's physical appetite with a psychological obsession. The lion demands to see this rival immediately. The original plan, to eat the hare, is forgotten in the rush to defend his status. By providing a target for the lion's ego, the hare has taken control of the predator's movements. The lion is no longer hunting, he is being led. Phase 3 is exploitation. The hare leads the lion to the edge of a deep stone well. Since the hare cannot generate the force required to harm the lion, he must find a way for the environment to reflect the lion's own power back at him. The lion looks down into the dark water. His rage-clouded mind sees the mirror image as the physical presence of his rival. He roars at the water, and the stone walls of the well echo the sound back. This feedback loop confirms his suspicion of a challenge, further fueling his aggression. The lion leaps into the well to attack the reflection and is immediately overcome by the water. The lion's body weight and forward momentum provided all the necessary lethal energy. The hare achieved the kill without making physical contact. Physical strength is a liability when the ego controlling it cannot distinguish a reflection from a threat. The predator is gone. The jungle is free. This victory was achieved through the manipulation of perception and the environment. The ancient text leaves no ambiguity in its conclusion, stating, "Deceive the wicked and destroy them without mercy." This ancient narrative highlights a weakness inherent in absolute power. Dominance often breeds a rigidity of mind that is easily exploited. When an individual relies on aggression and ego to rule, their emotional responses become highly predictable. A system that operates on predictable triggers can be engineered to fail. The very traits that make a tyrant dangerous are the same traits that can be used to lead them into a trap. Size and strength are secondary to the ability to decode an opponent's psychology. Once you understand the engine of their rage, you can make them the architect of their own destruction.